education platform.
Welcome to Galam Education Platform. Education platform number 1 in Somalia. Today, we are moving to lesson 2 and we are in unit 13. So you can see we are really moving. Now we are going to listening and speaking. Listening and speaking, activity 4. That is now reading. So I'll read as you listen. So we read a poem and then we answer the questions that follow. Now at this time we are familiar with the poems. Read the poem below and answer the questions that follow. Read the poem below and answer the questions that follow. This poem, it has a title, Self-Misunderstood. Self-Misunderstood. Look at you not understanding yourself. That is the title. And this poem is written by Mohammed Hash Dama Gaurie. Yes. So, we start. I can understand you, curious self, nor grasp how you are, both life and death, grabbed land and peaceful settlements, grudging miller that makes me full, sunset at evening, whilst casting noon's shortest shadow. How can you be two who can't marry yet share the same house? How can I set this riddle and give away its answer if I fail to understand your secret or even what you mean by it? Are you something separate? A standalone that leans upon no man's shoulder, or such a part of the people that you can't be parted from them? And are you that which is Garia, or two opposing halves he cannot fit together? I call you crooked creation. Bear witness to your character. I can't get to grips with you. Gregarious self. Are you the same age as Gurei and his fellow constellations? Are you all kin? And what about the history of the Greeks, the Pharaoh's army, and the goring of kings? What about the groans of war, the dynasties you saw destroyed? Bear witness to it all. My limbs and all their molecules, call them to the stand, line them up in ranks, collect their statements, those million monsoons that marched past, tell them to complete the tale of that trek which each one took, the night walking and the assignations, where they were each afternoon when they made Gariel. Make their stories flow like milk. I can't seem to fix you, quarrelsome self. You are like that riverbed, Wahim, shifting between long drought, brief spate, that business you concluded yesterday, signed, sealed, and celebrated. Today, you snatch it back and poke it full of holes. Did you tear up all natal traits, redraft infancy and all its rights? Or did truth grow old and find itself, its essence, not eternal after all? Where does the failure lie? Your usual impact is to put the people in two minds, to keep them from deciding. One casts you as the hero they could never see back down, while another thinks you short of wits, you are way lost, you are well dry, a barren camel. Another one misses you as he'd miss his own son. If a speck of grit scratched you, he could not be consoled. One casts you as cobra, trustless as a looter, while another has you as the strong shoulder, a sure repair of kindness, deserving of good deeds, a shelter and a shield. Unquantified soul, secret from yourself, ungraspable for others. They all fall short in the fathoming. Did anyone ever track you down and shake you by the hand, or did they all end up lost? Or could it be you who fails them, hiding within your shape-shifting, a different color for each place? Hiding within your shape-shifting, a different color for each place. Each night a new beast, a different face. I can't get to grips with this garrulous self, even if my lope outstrips the galloping of ostriches or horses, even if I vanish from their horizons, enter and depart from orbit in the same instant you are with me. You never fall short of my side. Wherever I stand, whenever I stop, you stand and stop with me, as though I carried round a debt. And someone said, collect it, as though you were a good catch. A woman looking for a husband. Why is it you never sleep, following me everywhere? Whatever crime I commit, whatever ugliness I enter into, each shameful deed that is my very own, even though I gird myself to lie, pull on another mask to leave people at a loss. You record each defect as though set down or on tape. Insidiously fill me with guilt, obligation, injury. You see through me as a wife does, but why understand me by my flaws? Curious, gregarious, garrulous self, did you fail to grasp the shifting norms? To quarrel with those who rap our knuckles, for whom only their dictates need be acknowledged and not what you conclude? You don't deserve the problems that barrack and assail you. Remember the marriage ceremony of your father and weep. Bewail your mother because of the afternoon you entered her womb, and the world blame her. Now we move to questions. Yes. The poet, number one, the poet alludes to a person he calls Gurei. In a short paragraph, Explain what this character stands for. Question 2. Describe the character of the subject as brought out in the poem. Question 3. What is the subject matter of this poem? Question 4. What is the role of the self in the poem? Question 5. Describe the rhyme scheme of the last two stanzas. Question 6. Identify and illustrate two stylistic devices used in the poem. 7. Identify and illustrate two themes brought out in the poem. Question 8. Give the meaning of the following words as used in the poem above. Question 8. Give the meaning of the following words as used in the poem above. Garulas, obligation, horizons, womb, eternal, constellations, assail. Yes. So these are 9 questions. You only need 10 minutes to complete them. But I want you to look at them first clearly before we move forward. So start from here. Number 1. When you reach 8, I'll scroll down. So these questions are as far as the poem I have read is concerned. So do some good work. Yes. have 6 minutes. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this lesson, and I expect to give you correct answers in our next lesson. Otherwise, thank you very much. Goodbye and see you in the next lesson.